Good tidings, everyone. Got some of my favorite vegetables here. We're going to be prepping, and we'll use them to make a very healthy and very delicious breakfast burrito. I like to dice all of my vegetables. Here we're starting out with the red bell pepper. And I'd like to note that all of the ingredients I use in this video will be listed in the description in case you would like to make this for yourself. Next, I move on to the zucchini, and I prep 3 zucchinis, 1 bell pepper, and 1 onion when I do this. And I generally get that to support 4 to 5 breakfast burritos. I find prepping all of the vegetables at once makes the process really quick on all the other days other than this. In these prepping clips, my knife was incredibly dull, so if you see me struggling to cut through like that onion, for example, just know that I was essentially using a butter knife. But yeah, a dull knife is much more dangerous than a sharp knife. After this, I went and bought a whetstone, and so I've been learning how to use that. It's pretty challenging, but I think after, about 2 hours of fiddling with it, I got the knife at least sharper than it started with, so that worked out well. So you're just dicing this onion, kind of cut it in half, go layers up the face of the onion, some cross sections, and then, turn it around and dice it again. I don't know how to explain that really, but you see what I'm doing. I'm cutting it, and I'm making it into smaller pieces, as one does when they cut vegetables. But yeah, we're just about done with the dicing portion of the evening. Add those to a bag, and just mix it all around so that we have a good ratio. This is gonna make eating some yummy breakfast burritos really easy for the rest of the week. And yeah, at this point, just add it on a pan with some olive oil, and this is kind of the starting place on all other days because we'll already have the vegetables ready to go. We'll get some pepper, some garlic. I actually don't put any salt on this breakfast burrito. I feel like I consume enough salt in my day-to-day that I don't need any additional salt. Cut open a beautiful avocado, and these are all steps that we get to do while the vegetables are on the pan cooking. So I do some cross sections in this avocado. So for each breakfast burrito, I like to use half of an avocado, and I will apply that to a big old tortilla. Get that spread out. And so something I didn't do today, which I generally do, they're adding some cheese. Oh, and Humpty Dumpty. Cleaning up eggs off the ground is a weird experience. I can't say I enjoyed it, but you have to do what you have to do. But yeah, getting back to the tortilla. So normally I'll kind of hover the tortilla over the pan for a few minutes. There's something about the heat that I want to say makes the flour more flexible and prevents the tortilla from ripping. I didn't do that today. I was probably just nervous being on camera. But I'll get back to that in a second. That was 1 egg and the equivalent of like maybe 1 and 1.5 egg whites. I was not recording when I poured that into the pan, but you can imagine kind of how that went. It was, a very pour-like motion. But doesn't need too long on the pan. Bring all that together and add it to the burrito. And something that I think every breakfast burrito connoisseur should be aware of is that a sauce can really make or break your breakfast burrito. So I have been using the Incredi sauce from Trader Joe's, which is quite yummy. So after I give that tortilla a good roll, I put it on the oven, put it back on the stove on some high heat just to kind of crisp it up a little bit. And so as you can see there from the side, this was a bad tortilla roll. The tortilla was really just falling apart all over the place, and largely because I didn't do that little heating maneuver, so it was a pretty dry tortilla. But I wrap it up in foil, and so even if you kind of mess up the roll, the foil brings it all together and allows it to steam for a second, and it gives you a chance to go wash your dishes. So when it's finally grub time, you can enjoy eating and know that you don't have any dishes to return to. That's Bert Kreischer and Joe Rogan in the back there. Bert Kreischer is a great comedian if you haven't listened, but that's a breakfast burrito. Goodbye.